When you want to start a business, the first thing that comes to mind is how profitable that business is. I mean, it is a business for a reason. You're in to make profit. And so you want to check what it is like, what you're going to be making at the end of the day, at the end of the month, at the end of the year. And then the second thing that comes to mind is how fail proof that business is, how sustainable that business is, especially with the global research that has shown that over 20% of businesses fail in the first year. So you don't want to be in that number, and it is a good fear. I mean, just you wanting to know how your business is going to fare in the next 2 years, in the next 3 years, how sustainable it is, and how strategic you can be with it. It's a good thing. It shows that yes, you are really invested in the business that you want to start. So in this video, I want to share with you some businesses that are evergreen and are fail proof, okay, that you can actually say, okay, over the years it has shown that these businesses are sustainable and have a high profit margin. Now I want to cast your mind back to year 2019 and 2020, when a lot of businesses locked down because of the COVID situation. It was one of the most trying moments for a lot of businesses, that even the ones that were already thriving, they were shaking at some point. But it actually exposed and revealed to us some of the businesses that are evergreen and that would do well no matter the situation. We still had businesses that were thriving, and of course they were not totally affected. And the first one, which was of course very, very visible to all, was the health sector. People were sick and dying and needed serious medical attention, and so the pharmacies, the hospitals, the mobile clinics, and even the herbal homes were open to receive people who were sick and dying and needed this attention. They could not be closed down because of how important the health sector is in the society, in the economy. I mean, from time immemorial, the health sector has continually thrived, and it is a viable business. It is an evergreen business. So if you find yourself in the health sector, you are in a field that you can do well. All you need to do is to maximize technology to your advantage. But when I say that the health sector is an evergreen business, take my words for it, even the COVID situation could not stop the health sector from thriving. In fact, it was the number one hope for the sick and the dying. Now, you equally want to agree with me that a lot of businesses were closed in this period, and many people took refuge online. Which is to tell you that in this day and age, if your business does not have a great online presence, then you are missing out on making your business global and successful. There is this popular saying that the world is now a global village and the internet is now the market square. The businesses who had great online presence during the COVID era were able to weather through the situation and the stormy period because they already had a client base online, and they were still able to make one or two business transactions because of an already established presence online. If you can look around you, even the thriving and the big YouTubers that we have today, most of them picked up during that 2019-2020 COVID situation. Almost everybody was at home, and so it was a good time for the online businesses to thrive. So if I'm going to mention a business to you that is sustainable and evergreen, and I'm not talking about the online presence, I'm not talking about a business that has a presence online, then I'm not giving you the tea of the moment. If you want your business to be sustainable, of course, you have to think of the business that has to do with having a presence online. It is super important in today's technological age. The lockdown equally made us realize the importance of working from the comfort of your home, having side hustles, working remotely from the comfort of your home, and earning even as a remote worker. Nobody's ever going to pray for a lockdown anymore, but because of what we had experienced before, it opened our eyes to the possibilities, right, of what could be, of what we can do, of what is attainable, of what is sustainable. And that is why I'm even using the COVID period as a reference, okay, so that you can know that no matter how bad the climate and the situation is, even as horrible as COVID was to everyone, some businesses still thrive. And so if you are looking into starting a business that is sustainable, that is profitable, you want to look at those businesses that were able to thrive even with that kind of a shaking situation, right? Globally, we had everywhere locked down, but these businesses still did well. So remote working, having a great online presence is very important for a business that wants to be sustainable in today's age. COVID or not, people had to eat, and that is why the food business is an evergreen business. It is highly sustainable and, of course, very, very profitable. It has never lost its value, and of course, it will never lose its value. You and I need food to be filled up for our day-to-day activities. It is just like a vehicle without fuel. It cannot move, it cannot function, no matter how intact that vehicle is. That is what food is to us. Okay, we are what we eat, even to our health. Food is very important. What you eat equally affects how your body and your system runs. So food is very important, and that person who is standing in the gap to cater for people who need these things will always be in business forever. That is why I cannot talk about businesses that cannot fail or businesses that have a high rate of success without talking about the food business. It can never be complete without food. Food is an essential need. It is the first need of a man. Even before shelter, there are people who are homeless, right? But the food cannot, you cannot do without food. So food is very important, and people who are in this sector, they are always going to be in business. All they need to do is to use technology to their advantage, like I will always say. So now they can have their online presence. Of course, they can have home deliveries and all that. So from the comfort of your home, you can actually order for food and then they bring it to your house. Just using technology and the internet to your advantage as a business will keep you in business for a very long time. Whether you are starting it with a small capital or you are going in with a lot of money, the thing is that there is a place for everyone. You can start from where you are and grow it up, because whether you like it or not, there are people who are selling in small places, there are people who are selling in big restaurants. There are customers for everyone. So start from where you are and build it up. That is what is most important. I equally have a video that you can watch if you are on a budget and you're thinking of small businesses that you can start. I'm going to be linking it down in the description as well as leaving it at the end screen. So check it out. That video is going to bless you immensely. So if you are on a budget, of course, I have you settled in that video. So whether you are going into small or large scale farming to mobile food delivery, the thing is food business never goes out of style. You can only enhance it by taking advantage of technology and create a great online presence where people can order food for your meals and of course have it delivered to them. But this business is one of the most viable business and of course sustainable. It is an evergreen business. And then the next on my list is real estate. When people were in lockdown during the COVID period, they stayed in their houses. They were not on the streets. Those that had homes were in their houses. And so shelter is real estate. Shelter is a business that transcends from generation to generation. It is a business that you can do and live for your children because it is evergreen, it is sustainable, it is profitable. The only thing is that it is capital intensive. But of course, if you have the money to invest, then real estate it is. It is one of the businesses, it is one of the investments that you can have that keeps appreciating with the years because of how viable this business is. Shelter is non-negotiable, and so real estate business, whether it's from commercial to residential, guarantees a great return on investments. Another business that is evergreen, sustainable, and profitable is the education business. Now, when there was lockdown, people stopped meeting physically for any form of formal training or whatever, right? But what you will notice is that because we now have technology to our advantage, a lot of training moved online. A lot of teachers moved their trainings from physical to online. And so education even kept on, even though we were on lockdown, people were still getting educated, people were still learning from the comfort of their homes. Because it was taking quite some time to return back to schools, a lot of parents had to employ teachers online. So education is a viable business, it's sustainable, it transcends from generation to generation. There's always going to be a quest for learning, and if you are filling in that gap, you are going to be getting the profit. Whether it is physical or online, education is viable, it is evergreen, and it is sustainable. Being able to create digital courses out of your physical classes as an educator will upscale your business. It is very important. I always say this: use technology to your advantage. So even when you have a formal physical class as an educator, try to create digital courses, put it online, let people purchase these things. You create it once and then you can keep selling and selling and selling and selling. I know a number of courses that I've had to buy online because, okay, I want to get this knowledge and I have to pay for it, right? This person creates this course once but keeps selling it to different people and keeps making money from it, unlike the physical one that you equally always have to have people in your class. But this one, you create it once and then you keep selling it. So that is one of the ways that you can upscale your business as an educator. While you equally have your physical class, which is very good, try to create digital courses, something that you know people are interested in. Create it and sell it, and of course you keep making money from your digital products. So let me know the one that interests you the most. Drop it in the comment section. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like this video and share to those that you know are going to be interested in this type of content. Thank you so much, my amazing family, and of course see you in this video.